Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a side of artificial intelligence that honestly gets a little lost in all the noise. This isn't a story about what AI might do someday. It's about what it's already doing right now to make our world better. So let's get into it and explore the real, untold story of AI.
So, when you think of AI, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably self-driving cars, or maybe some kind of sci-fi robot, right? But what if I told you that the biggest, most important story about AI is happening as we speak, far away from the headlines, and it has almost nothing to do with robots at all? Look, on one side, we get all the hype and the very real fears. Job losses, huge privacy questions, all those futuristic fantasies. But on the other side, there's a much quieter and I think much more profound reality. AI is already out there, being used as a tool to save lives, to protect our planet's most fragile ecosystems, and to lift up communities that need it most. And that's the story we're going to dig into today.
So let's just push past the Hollywood version for a minute and see where this quiet revolution is actually happening. See, this isn't taking place in some high-tech lab in the distant future. It's happening today. We're talking about rural clinics in India where AI can detect diabetic eye disease from a simple scan, or farms in Africa where it's helping to make sure there's enough food, and even on the front lines of natural disasters, making sure help gets to where it's needed faster than ever. This is AI in the real world.
And you know, one of the areas where this is having the most incredible impact is in global health. This is where that combination of machine intelligence and human well-being just becomes so incredibly clear and personal.
You know, maybe the single most powerful promise of AI in medicine is this. It's the ability to see the invisible, to find those tiny, subtle signs of a disease long before a human eye, even a highly trained specialist, could ever hope to catch them.
So how does this actually work? Well, the concept is surprisingly simple. You take an AI model and you train it on thousands upon thousands of medical scans. It just learns, over and over, to recognize those microscopic patterns that signal the very beginning of a disease, like cancer. And the result? It can flag something suspicious with unbelievable accuracy, giving doctors a massive head start. And that's the key thing here. It's not about replacing doctors, it's about giving them this incredible new superpower.
And what's so cool is that the impact goes way beyond just that one thing. AI is helping us discover new drugs faster, making personalized medicine a real possibility. It's predicting how diseases like the flu might spread, so health officials can actually get ahead of an outbreak. And, as we're about to see, it's opening up access to mental health care in ways we never thought possible.
I mean, think about it. In so many places around the world, getting mental health support is a luxury. The waitlists can be months long. AI-powered chatbots are totally changing that game. They can provide that first line of support, a safe space for people to talk, and even offer help in a crisis right when it's needed. They're bridging this critical gap in care for millions of people in remote or underserved communities.
But the impact of AI doesn't just stop with our own personal health. It actually extends to the well-being of our communities and, well, our entire planet.
Now, what's just wild about this is the sheer range of applications. In a disaster zone, AI can scan satellite images after a hurricane and create damage maps in hours, not weeks. That tells rescuers exactly where to go first. On a farm, it can spot crop disease from a single photo taken on a phone. And in conservation, it's like a digital watchtower against illegal poaching. 3 totally different problems, all being tackled with the same powerful type of solution.
And the scale of this is it's staggering. We're not talking about a couple of small projects here. We're talking about AI helping to watch over and protect millions and millions of acres of our planet's most critical habitats, from the Amazon rainforest all the way to the African savannas.
It uses satellite images and even acoustic sensors that literally listen for the sound of a chainsaw or a gunshot to give this constant, vigilant presence. This tech helps conservationists on the ground be so much more effective, protecting endangered species like Sumatran elephants and the amazing ecosystems they call home.
And this whole idea of protecting the vulnerable, well, it extends directly to empowering people. Think about real-time sign language translation tools or navigation apps that can help a visually impaired person get through a busy city. These aren't just little conveniences. These are tools that are breaking down fundamental barriers to communication and mobility, helping to build a much more inclusive world.
Now, all of this progress is obviously incredibly exciting, but it comes with a huge, huge responsibility.
We have to be really careful about how we guide this technology. This has to be about building a partnership, not a replacement.
So when you hear people talk about ethical AI, what are they really getting at? Well, at its core, it's really just a framework. It means we have to build these systems to be fair and transparent. It means making sure they're built on good, unbiased data. And maybe most important of all, it means making sure there is always a human in the loop with meaningful oversight.
And that's really the key, isn't it? The technology by itself is just a tool. It's when you combine that raw machine intelligence with human values, with our compassion, our judgment, our goals, that's when you can create real, positive, and lasting change.
And that brings us to our final and maybe our most important section. Because this story isn't just something to watch from the sidelines. It's actually something we can all be a part of.
If you take just one thing away from our time together, please let it be this. The true story of AI is not about machines replacing us. It's about empowering us. It's a story about giving doctors and farmers and scientists and aid workers, a powerful new tool to amplify their own work and make the world a better, safer, healthier place.
And you absolutely have a role to play in this. You can support the incredible organizations already doing this work. You can encourage the next generation of innovators through STEM education. You can speak up and advocate for strong, ethical guidelines. Heck, even just sharing this story and making people aware of it, that makes a huge difference. You know, the future of AI isn't some fixed thing that's already decided. It's a story that's being written right now, by all of us, with every choice we make and every priority we set. So the only question left is how are we going to choose to write that story together?